realised that fucking black magic was real.
Right.
No, what are you talking about? It's a fucking Hollywood way of making money.
People thought you were like into black magic and
We started
evil.
getting invites to fucking midnight at the cemetery with black magic. What the fuck's this?
Oh my God, that may be the first time ever when I actually scheduled it right and I actually got on time. Maybe not, but and it's working so far. Beautiful. Thank you all for being here. Welcome to Into the Void, Ozzy Osbourne Tribute. If it's your first time, hit the like, subscribe, and this page is for just diehard Ozzy fans, and there's community, everything. It's your page too. Unmonetized and just for to pay respect and homage to Ozzy, Black Sabbath, and everyone in that circle. But let me say some hellos real quick, since this is the random Ozzy talks that I usually do on the weekend. I tried to time this one and I was a half hour off, so my apologies. Evelyn, what's going on? Thank you for being here. Gina, what's going on? Oh, and speaking of this too, I have to go handle something tomorrow with my phone. So I woke up a little late yesterday because I was up late and I was just editing some stuff. And so my phone just goes off. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? And I tried calling them. It was too late. So I go up there and they're trying to tell me that I owe $858 to get my phone back on because I don't have long distance. From the interview though with Bob, right? So I go like this to him. I go, I don't have long distance. And why am I able to make that call? They go, well, we stop it. We stop it after an hour and a half to protect you. And so you fucking stop it at 400. So now, yeah, at the time I thought I had that all settled and now I don't. So if anyone don't try and get in contact with me, that's the issue with my cell phone. That'll be handled tomorrow. If I have to pay it, I have to pay it. But my point though being is, fuck you, Sprint, and you could go fuck yourself. Sorry. That's dirty. Oh, we're gonna protect you. But let's get 400 first, because then I called back because there was an interruption during the interview, and then I called back. That's but what are you gonna do? So if anyone was trying to reach out to me and I like Gina, because me and Gina talk and I didn't get back, and Pat, I know you have my number and I know you usually emailed stuff. Anyone, just in general, that's the issue that's going on. And I'm obviously going to try to save spending $800 and some dollars by just using my mouth with them like I thought I did last time instead of paying it. But if it gets too stressful or whatever, I'll just pay it. But I'll handle that tomorrow. What's up, Victrola? Looking forward to this. I'll be on live chat. Nice. I hope that I saw that you were able to post again. And yeah, that's so weird. I don't know. Right after that happened, I got so I just dropped that Bob interview, and the next day I'm trying to put I put up the shorts. I'm trying to put up a short, and it's like boom, it takes me into like community guidelines and all that type of stuff. And I know what it is. Like I've been doing this for a long time. Bonnie knows since 2017. She's been following me from Germany since then. Thank you, Bonnie. But my point being though is that all I could do now is I'm happy that I'm live right now and people are seeing me in real time. So that's working good. I wasn't able to do that. They just decided to take a picture of my ID. And then the next day, it's like, you forgot to take the back of your picture. I'm like, so I took the front, the back, and then I'm just waiting on that. So I can't pin anyone's comments, but I see though that you can still post in the community, and that's all I care about. So that's awesome. And also to you, Victrola, I'm happy to see though that you could post as well, because like this is all of us, and I don't want anyone not to be able to do whatever. But the most important thing is, even if it got like, okay, ooh, what's the word I'm looking for? People that just want to report stuff, like, go ahead, like whatever, as long as the page doesn't go down or whatever, it stays up and that community just stays up. That's what the page is all about. So that's that. Let's see. I posted on the community today. No problem. Anyone can post. Beautiful. Beautiful. And thanks for announcing that earlier, Gina. Thank you. Witchy woman, what's up? Great to see you here. Gracie. Hope you all had and I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. I really, really do. And thank you for being here. I know it's late, but see, on the West Coast still, it's 3 hours though earlier. But to try to do these on the weekend, this is usually the only time though that I could come on. So thank you for being here. Pat will wonder, never cease. What's up, Pat, man? That version of Believer that you sent me, man, real good. Great vocals. Your guitar player is good. And yeah, that was fucking awesome, man. And Pat's actually the next person though that I actually interviewed though and stuff. So stay tuned though for that. And that was great, man. Thanks for sending that over. That's my song. I love that song. Boom, 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 boom. Loomis, your interview with Bob was awesome. Many thanks. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. And thank you again to Mr. Bob Daisley for taking the time to come on the show. And I didn't read or save you to Lewis and give me his time and do that. And listen, there's people like with certain like narratives out there. I don't like play that game. Listen, let me just say, mention this. I'm just going to mention this once and for all. Fucking love Ozzy. I will always love Ozzy. Ozzy Osbourne is fucking everything to me. I'm just one of those fans though. That's just I don't know, diehard, and I like to know the ins and outs. And I've been if you don't know who Bob Daisley is, and you're not even a real fan, if you think about it, I mean Blizzard of Oz. Come on. So, and I don't like trying to say that like, oh, ranking fan levels or whatever, but if he wants to come on the fucking show and talk, you're like, who the fuck? I mean, yeah, it's like that. And I thought it was great. I thought it was genuine. My favorite part of that whole interview, and I'm sorry I got carried away with Mr. Crowley. It's just that song. I don't think I'd be alive today without that fucking song for real, because like it's what got me like playing. And even when I used to be away in like rehabs and stuff, they had a piano there. Like if I didn't play piano, I don't know what, I'm not like, saying, oh, I'm professional or I'm on any level like that, but it's just that song and everything. That was my favorite part too. But this is my favorite part. And I understand that on a much lower level than Bob Daisley, obviously, but with the studio magic, this is my favorite part.
We had lots of special moments. I found out that he died. I did cry. I shed tears because everything that I remembered about all the good times and the laughter and the fun and the jokes and the humor that we shared, it all came flooding back, and that's what I remembered most. And plus, we created a lot of stuff together that affected a lot of people's lives. Special moments. I remember being in the control room with Ozzy when we were listening back to Goodbye to Romance, I think it was. Yeah. And we both started singing an outro together. Not something we worked out. We just began singing it, and we sang the same tune, the same melody, and it's being played on keyboard as the outro. You can't. It's hard to describe, but it just happened.
So that keyboard, did that keyboard thing at the end of that? That's like,
yeah. That part on the outro of Goodbye to Romance, that Ozzy and I started singing that simultaneously, right at the same time.
Oh wow.
without having worked it out or heard it before. We just did it together.
Like that right there is my like, you know, the studio magic like that. So to learn that, like just to learn like the new stuff, like that's what I want to know. And I love though that part during just in the control room. And that's how that keyboard part came about. But like they both did it like simultaneously. Like that's just that it's that magic. And it's like I brought that point up on because I'm a big sports fan, right? I like the Yankees. And speaking of the Yankees, I mean, I just watched that documentary, Alex versus A-Rod. Um, not to get like too off subject though, but I gotta give A-Rod his props. The guy actually admitted at the end of it, he's like, I'm a recovering narcissist. And I just like, whoa. But his story is just wild. And yeah, that's on HBO Max. And yeah, props to fucking Alex Rodriguez. It's a great documentary. Anyway, now going back to here, but the analogy I was gonna use was like the Yankees, okay, they are in 96, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, we lost though. But it, like, you know what I mean? It was like, I got fed though with that, but then we kept losing. And all they would do is buy the best players, right? So you think, oh, we're going to get fucking the best hitters, the best, you know, we got no. But in '09, when it switched stadiums, I went to the other stadium, which I still can't stand because I missed the old Yankee Stadium. But remember, this is all analogy. My point being is, why did they win in '09? Because they brought a guy over named Nick Swisher, who was just funny as fuck. And he had basic, like good numbers. Like he wasn't like an A-Rod or fucking, you know, but he was so, he was so needed. And championship teams, you can't buy them. It's the chemistry. And that's what it's all about. And that's how the magic, like with them, happened with them four, with those two albums. They had that magic, you know, and yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, those two, I mean, like everyone's like, what do you like better, Blizzard or Diary? And it's like, I can't, you know what I mean? They're two separate and they're not, they almost for me, like they just mend together. Like they're just some of the most, if not monumental albums in fucking hard rock, metal, whatever you want to fucking classify. I mean, everyone knows those albums. Witchy, I had to answer something that I saw that you said. So let me, and thank you again, Pat. Here we go. Gina, where did I find the info on how to be a moderator? All right, so Witchy, all you got to do is, and I actually did that. I did make you one yesterday, but here's all to do. If you haven't before, I'm not sure, but just email. 1 second. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. Well, of course, R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne, absolutely. But email Ozzy Osbourne Tribute page at gmail.com. And then if you like really want it though to be, because like you've been here for a while and stuff like that, then I could actually put you in the like studio and have you beat out way. I don't even know because I could just click on anyone's name and make them a moderator, and I did that to just a couple, and not everyone has to accept. But my point being is that info should be found in like, I don't know, a different setting in your YouTube or in your, actually it would be in your, it should be in your email. But and it might be under the Loomis Show Production LLC at Gmail. Just check your email. But if not, just email me from on right here, and then we'll handle it. All right. Let's Loomis, whole life shaped by Ozzy. I started at age 6 through his teens and 20s. Then he helped him get sober so he can't be there for his dad. Great story. Oh, yeah, no, Gina, you know, you don't have to talk about me. I thank you very much, though, but it's not about me. But thank you. That to me, I love you to death. Thanks for saying that. Thank you. My buddy Rick Sarah will be live streaming December 26th. The show Loomis, if you can connect to his YouTube channel. Yeah, I think there might be a way. I just think I have to go through YouTube to YouTube. I don't know if I could do it like through the StreamYard platform I use to whatever, but as long as I don't even have to be, I'm not gonna say a fucking word. I just gonna boom and just let the show play, you know? And then YouTube throws out the notifications anyway. I mean, I'll throw a promote out. I'll share it in the community, obviously, once it's dropped, that if anyone wants to click on the watch. But yeah, have him email me, and me and him could work on that in the time being, if that's cool with you, my man. What's up, Dave? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Chris, what's going on? I don't know, I'm still gonna milk though your 1 year anniversary, my man. But congratulations, though. Hell of a year. And hell of a year. I should actually I know everyone like major recording and stuff like that, this and that. I'll call you straight up though to your face, say, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You know how me and you are. But my point being is, I'm like, it's like when you see like happy birthday on Facebook, I like to call the individual. That's just my style and stuff. But congratulations, my man. And we had some fun on this channel too. And he's gonna come back on for our Ozfest series. We're gonna do like a special, probably like every year anniversary, like 1 or 2 at least, though, like a year. So that'll be fun. So shout out to Chris, Roll the Bones out there in Connecticut. Good man right there. Solid. And I think I got recording with a question mark. Let me know what you meant by that. Yeah, you got it, my man. I love you. What do you mean by the recording question mark? I just want to, because then I'm caught up in all the questions. I can get into some stuff. Anyone new watching, I always do. It's the chat over me. That's just it's all of us. So fuck it. Okay. Well, while waiting on that, let me go to yeah. So that was my my whole favorite part though of it, and then also just it was just learning though about the history and the stuff like that. And if someone knows gonna throw it, get mad over like an interview or something like that, I just think that's childish and whatever, with the so someone's like bullshit on Blizzard of Oz and stuff. I'm like, well, look at the credits on Blizzard of Oz. Like, look who's on there. It tells you. So what's bullshit? So but that's just the way it goes. But then I did an interview with someone. I'm very transparent with these with someone else. Literally the day that interview dropped, but the next day that happened. But I don't know. Things happen. We just keep getting up and going forward. My wife hit up people I sat with. I'm assuming she hit you up as well as a surprise. No, she did. Actually, you know what? She may have, buddy. I gotta go back to this again. Fuck. Not you, buddy. There's so many messages in my DMs for like saying sorry after my dad passed that I just can't read them yet and stuff like that. So like I just haven't haven't been looking at my Instagram DMs and my Facebook DMs, and that's not out of disrespect. That's just at times I just can't read. You know what I'm saying? So she possibly have. So I can't say that she hasn't though, but she probably did because there's a lot of them in there. But for real though, man, that's great though to see. It wasn't even 24 hours. Crazy. Yeah, I know. It was odd. Definitely odd, but whatever. It is what it is. And that's just par for the course with certain stuff. And on this channel, I always said if anything was disrespectful or anything hateful or whatever towards like Ozzy and stuff like that, then no, I absolutely don't do that whatsoever. Someone I interviewed, who's a diehard Randy Rhoads fan and loves Randy to death and is on the other fence though, with Oz for 8 and teens. And I'm like, we had we talked and just stay tuned though for that. And because he's got his points, I got my points. We live in a time where people who disagree with each other, they don't even know how to talk to each other. It's like my way or the highway, like stubborn children. That's what's wrong, I think, with this whole entire country. But just if people have difference of opinion and they can't talk and just sit down and talk about it, then I think that that's sad. And well, that is sad. And that's what's wrong with the world today. But, and then at the other time, at the other side though of it too, it was fun. Like you know, like because it got heated. It's just stay tuned. You'll see. And it was a very different type of interview that I have ever done. And I gotta admit, it was pretty fun. But stay tuned for that. But Pat's is coming up though next. That should be dropping, and I'll be dropping clips on Pat from Madhouse and Ozzy Tribute this week, and hopefully Pat it should be up just like. But the reason why Bob's took so long is I'm just gonna use the excuse. Yes, sorry, like you know, November 2nd, my pops passed, and I just fucking all over. That's why I put that part 1 up quick, because I knew that when that hits me, because it still didn't hit me yet. When I put the part 1 up, I just wanted to get something out there because I wasn't sure when I was going to be able to come back to start doing that. You know what I mean? I wanted to be in the right, out of respect for anyone who has gave me their time. I want to be in the right frame of mind while I'm editing and doing their interview out of respect for them. So that's all. All right. That's totally understandable. Give your close people a private email. So if they need to discuss something other than that, always. It's awesome, Patrick. Where you at, Pat? Oh, thank you very much, Pat. I appreciate that. Thank you. Wow. Definitely pass that on to my mother as well. Thank you, Patrick. Are you working on an interview with Jakey Lee and Zach Wild? I can't say anything though like that in public and stuff like that. But no, not at the moment. No worries, my brother. See, Pat, in this game, just let me say, it's a dog. Even in this whole podcasting game, it's dog eat dog. So, like, you know, by people even just seeing like that question, like raised or whatever, then, you know, you get other people being like, don't go on that show. You know what I'm saying? So I'll never be able to answer questions like that unless you just, anyone could just, you know, email me and I could answer them that way. It's just healthier for the show because people are weird out there. They really are. And especially in, you know, when I was in the true crime genre and doing all that stuff. And people just get like real weird stuff and don't want you to talk to this person, that person. So then they just try to smear. They'll try to do it's just how it is. So I like to keep the business end of things under the table, like hush. No, all good, man, all good. I'll have to watch that interview tomorrow. I've been in a little depression and haven't watched them yet. Sorry to hear that, Witchy. Don't lay in your depression. Talk to someone. Don't just lay around in it because I don't go nowhere if you don't move. You know what I mean? Easier said than done. I get it. I'm just saying don't lay around in it. Even though sometimes it feels like it's all you want to do. I understand. It's okay, Gene. It's because of my health stuff and everything that goes along with having to have surgery. Mine will get better as body gets better. Man, thank you for your support, Gina. I know. Yeah, I think if you're in pain right now, then geez, that sucks so bad. But if it's anticipation for something in the future, I know it's annoying when someone's like, just live in the present, man. But so if you feel somewhat okay today, just try to just enjoy today and think of everything from, I don't know how old you are, you don't have to say, but think of everything that you were like in your life that ever made you worried, like that you're about to come up to, you know, think all of it. And then look where you're at now. You conquered all that shit. And I know it's going to suck and, you know, pain and all that, but I believe you will get through that. And I pray that you do. And I pray that you are not in pain. Sorry to hear that. I am sorry for your loss, my brother. I lost my mom a year ago, December 1st. You're in my prayers. Oh, my condolences, Michael Brown, to your mother as well. Yeah. You know, it gives you another, you know what it does too? It obviously makes you more of a man, because you you know, it obviously has to make you grow, but it's like first thing it's, you know, your stomach gets empty, you know, like, you know, because like my father was a father to many, you know, but I was his biological son, lucky enough to be. He's like a little local legend here, and uh, you know, that just, you know, it makes you have more, like, you know, when you hear about other people who lost their parents and stuff like that. Yes, of course, you're very upset for them and stuff like that, but it's like you just don't understand the gravity of the loss till it happens to you, and the relationship. It's not, he wasn't just my dad because, you know, he had sex with my mom. He was, you know what I mean? He was like my everything. Like, you know, when I used to be thrown out when I was 16 years old, he'd fucking come down to the Lily fields fucking with a blanket and stuff, fucking always on my back. And he just was, yeah, he was just awesome. So, but when you lose that, it, you know, you gotta go. That everyone keeps telling me that you never get over them, but what it is you learn how to live with them. But now I'm just trying to think of the grateful stuff, and that's why I'm moving out of here right when the weather warms up after the winter, because every time I come upstairs and I walk around because his bedroom's straight down, every time I go like that because I always think I see him, and it's just yeah. You know, and not to mention, like, because I came here with my dog Ozzy. Ozzy died in this house too. So, like, just being in this house constantly when it's empty and stuff like that, it's you know, not fun. But I am very sorry for your loss as well, my friend. And I understand. I get to spend her last 2 years with her at Helper Transit. That's the same as me. He went on. He needed home health. You know, and I came here and just stayed with him for 2 years. I was caretaking with him for 2 years, and then home hospice here. And I was doing one of these on November 2nd. I didn't keep the episode up. I deleted it. But I had the little not walkie-talkie, like the baby monitor. I just don't like saying baby monitors because my father, you know what I mean? But baby monitor thing though there, and then I just I heard scratching at the door, and I opened the door, and then I went downstairs and checked, and I came back up here and I announced it. I don't know who the hell was on here where that happened, but yeah, I had to delete that immediately. And sorry about that, folks, but I happened to be doing one of these when it happened, and yeah, it's tough, you know, tough break. It's it's the one shitty deal in our lives and that's the circle of life, you know. I mean, I seen parents that had to bury their children, some of my best friends, and you know, so this is the way things are supposed to happen. And we could just try to be grateful for the times. But yeah, very similar, Mike. Same here. And I was a fuck up until I was like 40, like always, you know, not really. I mean, like I had like whether it was house, like was engaged one time, fucking I was, you know what I mean? Like had a good job, like on the exterior, you would think, oh, whatever. But interior was like a mess all the time, in and out of treatment centers, just being fucking whatever. And 4 years just on the 26th past Thanksgiving. So I'm fucking grateful to still be here. I'm glad you're feeling better. I've gained tons. Oh, sorry, Witchy. I've gained tons between sitting around the pain meds, the stereo injections, steroid packs. Ouch. Yeah. I'm glad you're feeling better. At times I was depressed too. I understand. Me too. I'm having pain issues. Almost died twice this year, but with the help of our Lord, I'm moving forward. I remember you in your prayers, Jesus. And I don't mean to say, gee, I know bad Jesus, you know, and I know you're very, very religious, and I'm on, you know, where I'm at with everything. But my point being is, yeah, like you just intuitively go, thank God. Like, why do we intuitively go, thank God? Like, you know, because, you know, but Twice as you, but yeah, man, health is everything. Health is every fucking thing. Stop trying to fucking go, oh, I want to buy this and look cool for they're not telling you to stop doing that. You earn it, that's great. But take care of yourself if you want to live here. And now because we never had the cancer in the family, now I gotta go for colonoscopies every 45, 55, 65, if I live, but God willing, if I live those long. But and I just went not too long ago for just regular like blood work, EKG, all that type of stuff, stressed out that it was all good, you know what I mean? Which feels great. But I now I have to do that. And a lot of people I think just take health for granted. I did, and then now I'm at the age where I'm like, man, because you can't buy time. You wish you could, right? But you can't. And it just goes by like that. Think about it. That in 10 years, just like think back now, 10 years. I think 10 years was high school. That's fucking 20 years ago. No. Yeah, like 25 years or 26. That's just crazy to me. But yeah, it's insane. I am old, dude, but I still love to sing Ozzy's music. Gives me great sad. Dude, the way man you sang "We're Believer," man, was fuck. That was awesome. That how long is that though? Because I could probably put that up on here real quick. Hold on. Because I did screen record it too. Because I'm gonna make it into a short. Let me see where it's at. No. Or you know what I'll do? I'll just go to yeah, you emailed the page, right, Pat? Yep. Nope, that's not the four. Where is that? Because it just says I'm a believer. I know. I'm trying to find that email. Um, text me a link if you could, Pat, of that though, because it's real cool. I'd like to bring it up because I think what happened was when I was uploading, I took a line to take a lot of storage out of the phone when I was uploading Bob's because I just do it through my phone, and that was that. What's up, Victrola? What's going on? Thanks for being here. And it's great though to see though that you can still post again and all that good old stuff. Because but I mean I'm very sorry though for your I'm not gonna bring it up though here though, but you know what I'm sorry about on your last post. Hey, not much. Yep. It might have been though because I picked some people yesterday that I was like, I when you hit the three dots by their name, it says like add as moderator, and I was like, oh fuck it, you know what I mean? I'll make them, I'll make her, I'll make him, I'll be, So I was throwing things around, and Pat, you should have one too, and but if you don't, let me know again because I don't know how that works because usually I have to get your email and I have to go to the studio. I didn't know I could just do it like on the phone, just go add as moderator. So on your side, I know you just have to accept it. And you don't, I mean, you don't have to accept it, but I'm saying it must come over on your side as an email format or whatever. But maybe you weren't able to comment because of something to do with that. But then at the same time, though, Bonnie those already though like that. So I was just confused. And I told you with the page yesterday, it just I thought that I fucking no, I didn't because I'm an idiot. There I go again. I was just gonna bring up the um what happened with the channel, which yeah, hold on a second. Give me a second. Sorry, I have to. Now, now, now. Now, now. What? Give me 1 second. I have to hit mute. What the fuck up, you? All right, good. Back on that though. So to help keep our community safe, we limit some of our more powerful features to channels who have built and maintained a positive channel history or have provided verification. As now your channel doesn't have sufficient channel history and has lost access to advanced features. This may have happened because your channel did not follow your community guidelines, blah, blah, blah. Embedded live streams, pinned comments, acts, or this or that. Video verification and review usually takes 24 hours. You could do, well, it's been over for 24 now since the last time. So I don't know. But that has never happened before ever. On other channels that I have or have had that for years. And I just found the time fishy is all. Okay, I couldn't post on the shorts. It wouldn't allow me to open the comments on shorts. I figured it was technical difficulties. No, technical difficulties are usually always my fault when I'm supposed to be live on time, honestly. Well, actually, there are a couple technical glitches, but tonight I actually made it in a way. I had to change the time the last 2 hours. I gave 2 hour notice at least. But with that said, which is it's very odd. And not to mention, I know someone who I talked to that he'll see an interview and I can't help who shares it or whatever. And I'm actually thankful. Hey, thanks for sharing it. That's great. And then, shares it to like a bunch of groups, like in Facebook and stuff. And if it could get spammy or whatever like that, that could cause it. There's a bunch of things, but I can't help who shares it, or if anyone who does share it, then that's great. Fucking share it. No, I didn't say anything offensive. No, that's why I said it. Everyone. That's why I couldn't believe it because it's like it said it was about the community. It goes about the language and this, and I look and I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? But you can't talk to them because they're robots. I wrote back. I emailed them back. I'm like, why? You can't email them back. I'm like, I know, but I was like, they just fucking throw shit at you, and you don't even get to say a word and whatever. But like I love when someone writes a comment on like in an Ozzy short that just signifies but I think like like whatever like I think is like the best comment that I enjoy. I love being able like to pin those comments and stuff like that. And now I can't do that. And and the other stuff it said I can't do. There's certain I couldn't even come on yesterday. And then I don't know if that's like, they have Facebook jail. I don't know if there's YouTube jail, I guess. You Ozzy fans rock, even Loomis. You Ozzy fans rock, even Loomis. You. Anyway, thanks, Pat. I'm just trying to understand this saying. You Ozzy fans rock, even Loomis. Oh, all right, I got you. Sometimes I'm dumb. A lot of times I'm dumb. Not sure why it wouldn't let me comment. I could comment on other shorts by other people. Because I'm laughing because Gene is laughing. That's why I'm not laughing at you and Joel. Not sure why it wouldn't let me comment. I could comment on other shorts by other people because it was probably because it was that short though. The one that for some reason, and if you look at the comments, there's nothing bad. Everyone in the community puts up great stuff. It's you, Gina, Victor. Well, that's obviously you. Everyone whoever Sheffy and fucking everyone who ever shared in the community. It's always positive and great, fantastic stuff. So, and if it wasn't, then I'd fucking be like, it wouldn't even be up there. And so, I don't know. Little fishy. I'm just a crappy typist. I met all of you. No, you're breaking balls, you fuck. I love you. You're like, all you Ozzy fans rock, even Loomis. LOL. I fucking love you. It's all good, Patrick. So anyway, going back now to the interview though, also it's just cool to man to learn like the history and stuff. And Victrola, I hope I got your questions in there, and with the filming of the place and all that stuff. And I'm not sure if this is that part. I already got Jake. Here's another clip from the interview.
They got Jakey Lee, and then I was already had been asked to do the third album, and I had already agreed to do it because I thought it was going to be with Randy and me and Ozzy again. But because Randy had been killed, they had Jakey Lee lined up, and Jake and I began writing stuff together. He had lots of ideas already for song ideas, and he and I turned them into songs. You know, I'd put parts in or change bits or make suggestions, but Jake and I work very well together.
Yeah, you know, and he came in to fill in some big shoes, because I mean those two albums that you guys listen, let's be honest.
He did an admirable job, I thought, of filling those very difficult to fill shoes. I mean, how do you follow an act like Randy Rhoads? You know, that's a hard act to follow. But Jake was just Jake. He didn't try to be Randy.
And those two albums, Bob, I mean, they're freaking mental. Blizzard and Dire.
Oh, yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah.
I didn't play on the Ultimate Sin, but I wrote the stuff with Jake for the music, and then Ozzy asked me to write all the lyrics of the album, so I did that.
Yeah.
And Jake played wonderfully, I thought. He was a great player, and
Yeah, and I love that too. And after that though, he's even like Gary Moore is even talking though about Jake. He's like, when Gary Moore's giving you props, and I mean Gary Moore's fucking come on, is fantastic. And I'll watch it all the way. Through. Oh yeah, that's like almost that was even in part one. Well, no, the part one ends with that question. That's right, that you asked, and then the next one is yeah, watch them all the way through whenever you get a chance. No hurry, and then comment and let us know, you know, what you think of everything and all that, because I just like to know people's true opinions on the interview and what they thought of it and stuff like that. But the place that you were talking about was oh my God, the name of it. It's in there, just so you know. I put it in, like, you'll just whenever you get a chance, watch it. You'll see. But I put it in there. And there's some cool stories in there too about Motley Crue, and they're on that tour as well. So you know, that's like you know, well, I don't know, you know, people could believe or not believe, but I don't know why he would make that up or whatever, but you know, he almost said something that I've never heard. Maybe it is out there in the rock community and all that though, but that watch the interview. It's about, you know, they were supposed to have a band meeting about Mick Mars and that type of stuff. And yeah, just check it out when you get an opportunity. I don't want to like give stuff away and stuff like that. I've been a fan of Ozzy literally since Paranoid came out on 8-track. There you go, Victrola, 8 tracks. Victrola fixes 8 tracks. Lifelong Ozzy fan. I'm still crushed. The last 2 years have been a real pain, starting when Jack Russell announced his retirement. Yeah, man, I feel you. This last year, fucking, for me, 2025 could go fuck itself and all that. And I feel for you for what you were saying earlier. And yeah, no, it sucks. It's the same here since I was fucking 5 years old. Since I was driving home from the haunted house and I heard the intro to Mr. Crowley. I was like, what the fuck is that? Again, because I was in a haunted house and I heard organ music and I was like, yeah, like, you know, people be scared. I loved that dark stuff at that age. And then I'm driving home with my folks. I remember the old Pontiac station wagon. I remember it, like with the wood on the side and stuff way back. Yeah, man, they're great times. And then, and that's the Blue Interior. It's like I'm always reliving it. And then that came on. And, remember push downs. I can see it. Everything. The push down cigarette lighter. My dad smoking his fucking Merit menthol. Why he smoked Merit menthol? I don't know. But yeah, Crowley came on like right after that experience. So I was just like, what the fuck is that? And then that's why immediately I was like, okay, I'm going to play piano or keyboards. And yeah, that's definitely that. And then, who wrote the intro to Mr. Crowley? Who wrote that intro? That's the question. I'll watch it tonight. Love 8-track tapes. Yes, you do, Victrola. And I love that when you shared those ones. What'd you share again? The Kiss ones, and R.I.P. Ace Frehley. I just watched a good interview with Ace on the Professor of Rock. If you guys know his channel, he's got a great channel. Um, he had an interview that he did with Ace. It's actually the last interview with Ace Frehley. And the channel is the Professor of Rock. And it's a good interview. And he's such a cool fucking dude. We're at that time though, where all of our fucking, you know what I mean? Well, they've been already like going, even like Tom Petty. I mean, there's been so many of them though that have been going lately, but now it's just going like boom, 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 boom. Like I remember when Bowie and then Petty and Lemmy. It's just it sucks, but that's the age that we're at. That goes with parents too, right? No, we'll never, yeah, we don't think a lot about like, losing them, you know what I mean? Fucking Mike, and then fucking when it happens, it's like, boom, sucks. So I did enough to remember the first Sabbath album. I was 12 and I old enough to remember the first. Oh yeah, I was 12 and blown away. See, that's why I love talking to people too who are alive then, because I always love getting the take of them. Because you got to remember, if I'm born in 1981, and that's, I mean, Blizzard's already out. And my point being is, so Sabbath, Ozzy's already out of Sabbath at that point. But there's already other music around me though. Like as I'm growing up, I heard Metallica, I heard Priest, so there's already all that. But I love hearing like people who just came in fresh, like the first time, like they put in like that Sabbath album with the rain and the thunder, and like how different it was compared to the other type of stuff and all that. I just love hearing their experience though with that, and I can't help it when I flew out of my mother in 81, but I wish I flew out in 50, but we don't get to hit that button, or get a token when we come out. But thank God for some footage, Pat. I saw Jack Russell's Great White at free concert years ago. I saw Jack Russell's Great White at a free concert years ago. I was able to be up front. Nice. You know what to do. Did I tell you to start? See, I always know what get up on. I always get a general admission ticket. Give me a general admission ticket. I'll guarantee I'll get behind the stage. That's how you way back used to be. The Sabbath show, me and my guitarist were walking down last time, AJ, and I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, fucking, we're gonna be front row. And usually I am. I remember the one year when I had to keep pissing myself and Ozzy threw water on me. And remember Zombie played before that, and then it was Korn, and then it was Ozzy. And that was that story when I wanted to when the security guard just punched my chest when Ozzy's like this. And that guy hit me hard. Like how you look back and you have regrets, like, why the fuck didn't I smash him? But then but it's good though that I didn't. But point being though is I was all confident. We get up, right? We get out of the fucking hill territory. I'm like, told you. I'm like, boom. Then we get to the other section. Now we're like right by where Iommi would be on the right side, and we're in the seats already. And then boom, the fucking 2 edible cookies though fucking hit me, and I turned into I just go stay. I go stop and stand here. Like I just turned like it's lost all confidence, a scared little baby, and just like this until Black Sabbath kicks on, the curtain comes off, and then I remember he just fucking boom, and I fucking like flew over to there, and I just looked, and he's like, and I was like, and he never saw him before, and it's great, but I got scared. We would have been front row. Fucking edibles got me. Judas Priest, Ozzy, Kiss 8 tracks I shared, yes, and also the do you have the Bark at the Moon ones? Don't they? Or is that were you just saying that's the price? Because I know that you shared the Blizzard and Diarrhea ones. I love though the antique. I get to watch all my heroes pass away, man. It's hard to deal with. You and me both, my man. You and me both, and all of us. Sad thing is, death is a part of life. Hopefully one day we'll figure out what this is all about. Now I perform those songs. Yes, you do. The Believer, man. I'm listen, even with your guys with the effects on there too, and man, great pitch, man, and yeah, your singing is like fantastic, man, fantastic. Just like as just a sing, or like you could sing anything pretty much. I could tell, um, which is awesome. And I'll be throwing up a bunch of during our interview, Pat. When I drop it this coming week, I will put. Obviously, I'm going to be putting up, with your permission, some of the tunes and stuff, and I'll probably even intro it out with a clip of your tune, and then boom, bring you in and all that. So, be working on that all week, my man. Oh, sorry, guys. I just caught myself falling asleep. I'm going to have to say goodnight. Don't ever apologize, Witchy. Feel better. Always here. And email up if you need to. And we're all here for you. Always. Thank you very much. And never apologize. And feel better, please. Good night to you. Happy belated. I just turned 61 on November 21st. Happy belated to you, my man. That's a good age. Same music age, though, like where you grow up, though, and you can see, you know what I mean? Because you're already, so you're 10 and 71. Your teenage years, like, you're fucking seeing fucking all that coming out. And then by the time 80, 81, yeah, that's a good year to be born. I would trade spots with you in a second. Meaning like on what year and how the world was compared to how it is now front. That's what I'm saying. Not like trading spots, like, your exact life from, if you know what I'm saying. No, like I trade spots, but I hope I have the same father and the same everything like that. But born though that year. I remember I was even telling my dad, I was like, "Dad, man, you lived though the best year, 1950 till fucking, you know what I mean, 2025. That's like, everything you got to see, and yeah, those are the years." I even remember hearing about Randy Rhoads tragically passed away on March 1982. Yeah, that'd be fucking terrible. I mean, just like, I was not even 1 year old yet. I was 10 months when that happened. But I'm just saying though, just for that instant news right there, because I mean, the influence of him alone from me seeing him from never like live, meaning like he was never alive. Like I never got to see him as he was alive and stuff like that, but just unbelievable, special, and just a phenomenal player. And that's why in that little clip though that I just played too, like, with Jakey Lee, after that happened though, like the shoes though that he had to fill, it's unbelievable. And then like I was trying to even counter on that too with, besides just the guitar playing of Randy, just those two albums alone, Blizzard and Diary, that's what you're stepping into. And as Bob said, though, like Jake already had ideas coming right in. And if you think about it, like Jake E. Lee, like if you listen to his tone and everything about, like, it's Jake, like you could tell it's Jake, like just like Ozzy, you could tell it's Ozzy when he's singing. There are certain guitar players where you just know, like that's definitely, when David Gilmour plays, everyone knows it's Gilmour. There's those, you know what I mean? And Randy does a solo. He's not doing technical, like just trying to be fast to be looking like he makes him sing. in a way. Like, you could sing like and hum his solos, and that's just it's just unbelievable. And I love though we have though that from the TV show, where it's all blue and they're playing like well, it's weird too though, because Mr. Crowley, that's actually slowed down in that version. But yeah, because what do they play there? I don't know. Mr. Crowley, Crazy Train, and hearing that though story too, like with Randy's pedals and all that type of stuff. And it sounds like a crazy train and fucking you're off the rails. So it was the common theme and expression back then, going off the rails and stuff like that. Because I said to I go, because I've been playing and I played in bands before and never wrote anything though that like I wanted to know, like, after you write a song like that, like when it's Smoke Break or whatever, all these just don't look at each other and just be like, okay, yeah, that's fucking pretty ridiculous, we're good. Like that was always a question though that I always always just wanted to ask, because I mean, listen, I love the more probably obscure stuff though that people, because I heard Crazy Train and all that so many times, but my point being is when you write though something like that, well, it even proved to be, even when Ozzy bit that after the dove it, he fucking threw it on the fucking table and the record execs were, get out of here, whatever. But that song already, that story hit the fucking waves, which started the whole, you know what I mean? But the song was just too good. So, yeah, but they didn't know, And, I just find that fascinating. But I get it, because I guess, and I'm not saying like no in an arrogant way, like, oh, we wrote it. I'm just saying like, and that magic on Goodbye to Romance too, and all that type of stuff, just like that studio magic, all that type of stuff. I mean, they definitely knew, like, they knew that was the unit. Like, this is the band, like, right? They know that. But I just want to know, like, did you know? And then after Mr. Crowley, I'm like, you don't think the whole world's gonna hear this song? Come on. Like you would think that, but man, it's crazy. I was devastated seeing that about Randy. My older brother liked Randy Rhoads. I think a lot of my Gen X liked him. Yeah, Randy's that guy that if you don't like him, I'm not talking guitar playing, like even just like him, but there's something like wrong with you. Like he was just such a nice, humble guy. With the seminar though that he gives though, you could even tell like he's nervous and stuff like that for a seminar, just answering some questions to some kids, you know what I mean? And I heard stories that at sound check he would walk up though to someone and just be like, hey, what's up, man? Kind of like, have a cigarette and talk to him. Like, he's a very humble guy, but never say a bad word. Like somebody, like, he reminds me like of Gemio, who's a good friend of mine, RIP to him. But just like one of those guys that if you don't like him, there's something wrong with you. Meaning personality wise. I mean, music's subjective. You're either gonna like it or you're not gonna, but yeah, he's great. Gina, thank you, my dear. Yeah, Pat, you do look good though, my man. I cried. Same here. Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that, my Mike. You gotta get it out. Gotta get it out. You're good for me, ego. You're good for my ego. I never get to see him live, but I saw how phenomenal he truly was once people began uploading rare and unseen video of Randy Rhoads from his time at Quiet Riot during the late 70s, etc. Yeah. Yeah, just a complete. And you know what, too? Like, I love it. People always bring up that, like, Van Halen and Randy Rhoads, like a B first. It's a fucking media free and or other people or whatever, or this or that. If you watch that, there's 3-part seminar that Randy gives. If you watch that, he and it is 3, trust me, because that's from a very good source, and I know there's only 2 out there now, but it's 3. But my point being is that someone asked him like about current guitar players and all that, and he immediately is like, "Oh, Eddie, you gotta give it to Eddie Van Halen. You gotta give like it doesn't like he's just Randy's great. R.I.P. Legend." Zach said in an interview, Randy played a song with his solo. Exactly, yeah. Like it's they're singing to you. You know what I mean? He's not now. If you and I'm not trying to knock any of those other bands because who am I to knock any other bands or those musicians? But like Tony Iommi brings it up a lot. He goes like, he never liked the technical guitar player, and neither did I, in the sense of if you're just being technical, to show me that you're technical. I like, if you're writing a song, serve the song. Okay, that's great. Cool. I mean, I give you respect. You could play that. That's cool as fuck. But at the same time, less is more at times, and just how to put a song together. And I don't think it's all about the flash. And a lot of those guitarists in the 80s, though, would just be like, if you listen to some of their solos, like, but like, okay, it's just showing how quick they are. That's great, but I'd rather hear a solo though, like with soul and feel and like, emotion that's coming from the person instead of how fast they're playing. You know, think about David Gilmour. He's not, and I mean, does he play with fucking passion? So, I mean, come on. And that's just, you can never mimic that sound because that's his fingers and like how his tone, unbelievable. Randy Rhoads, just like it's just great when you could actually, a lot of times when you sit down, right, and you think of a guitar solo from a certain song, and you sit down, could you remember that solo all the way through perfectly? Like with Randy's songs, it's just like the parts when Ozzy's singing. Like it's just like how you could hear the lyrics, like when he's playing the solo. And yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable. There's a good channel. It's a composer, like a classical composer, and he's like watching Ozzy videos now. And he breaks down like Mr. Crowley, Diary of a Madman. And I'm sure if you just type in the search engine, classical composer watches Diary of a Madman or Mr. Crowley, like it'll come up and listen to what he says. And it just Diary of a Madman, just that composition itself and the different time signatures and even all the different changes in the end riff changes in it and the time changes. Because I play it on piano, it's like a masterpiece. It really is. And it's mind blowing. From the intro to the obviously the main riff, and then to what Ozzy sings over the like it's so yeah, it's just fucking real cool. It's awesome. Yes, he was. Absolutely. He was grabbed because he had music in him. I mean, since from the school, Massonia, right? That's the name of it. I don't want to get it right. I know people there's diehards, they'll jump down my throat, but and he loved to teach. And he I mean, think of his story though, too, though. Like he just opens up though, a door and a guitar hits him in the head. And then that's like when he starts like playing guitar. And it was 7 years old, I think. And I actually I heard that though, because from someone you'll see though in the interview. I knew that a guitar though I thought though it was at 5 years old, but it was 7 though, I guess, when he started. And tell me that's not like a sign of God. Like, here you go. That literally punching you in the face, right? I got 2 tickets for my birthday and took my oldest son to see Black Rain in San Diego. Nice, man. Good for you. I hope you had a blast. That's what it's all about. That's why I'm dying. I was supposed to go see freaking Zach Sabbath up in Stroudsburg, but then I was like, there was just too much going on this month with my pops and just with the family. And that was the day before Thanksgiving. But he's doing Black Label and Zach Sabbath in March. So I'm like, that's go to that one. And but I'm dying though, man, to get to a show. It's been a while. It's been a while. All right, this is funny though. The last show that I was at, like concert like big but see, I like smaller shows, like, well, like the Zach Sabbath, like inside, like, like the Sharon Theater, or like, but a Croc Rock was in Allentown. I love though, like the smaller venues. It's, don't get me wrong, I like arena shows too, but the last music show that I was at, it was post-COVID, and it was the first show back because my buddy had a spare ticket, and it was Roger Waters in Pittsburgh. And it was incredible. And pigs are flying everywhere, and it's just we were, having a good time, fucking, Floyd tunes, and then I'd say he does like a little intermission, and the stage that he had was just ridiculous because it was fucking so it was like through the whole place, so like everyone just had a great, it was just ridiculous. But then about take an hour in, for not even 50 minutes in, then it just got all political, and I don't know. So, go. I just have a feeling that I just believe artists though shouldn't throw that down people's faces and all that. And it's just kind of funny because I was always the guy who grew up with God. I don't give a fuck. That's how much do I love Ozzy though. That's why I like fuck that guy for saying what he said, because if you rewatch though that podcast, um he wasn't even asked about Ozzy. The guest didn't even say, like, hey, what did you hear that Ozzy passed? What are your thoughts? He just brought Ozzy up. And that just shows you how out of touch he is though, too. And meaning that a lot of Sabbath fans who love his music and Floyd and all that stuff. And then, then you hear Gilmore's answer. I didn't know Ozzy Osbourne, but he's another fucking legend. And it is like, it's always tragic when it just shows you the class difference, But yeah, Waters is just I don't know. Was very talented, is very talented. You can't take away his art. Yeah, I mean, the Wall, Darks, all that stuff is fantastic. Can't take that away. Animals, all of it. But that guy's got an ego fucking the size of fucking whatever the fuck. And he kind of just seems bitter these days. I love it. If you guys watch Rick Beato's show, I love it. Fucking amazing interview with David Gilmour and Rick on Rick's channel. It's fucking at Gilmour's studio. It's like an hour and 48 minutes. And then Gilmour breaks out to the old synth, like, and to not run like hell. Oh my God, it's the first song in metal. I'm going to cut you up into little pieces. What the fuck is it called? The fucking first song on metal. What are the... I know this is Ozzy tribute, but it's just killing my head. Sorry. Pink Floyd metal. One of these days. Yeah. One of these days, I'm going to cut you into little pieces, but it's a great interview. My room is decorated with... I know, that was so cool. Thanks for sharing that too, Victroll. That was awesome. Remember that time that you were on here? I'm like, you don't got to do that because that's your personal... You're like, no, I won't mind. And the next day it was up. I love that when people use the community. I love it. Because anyone on here who's subscribed, you could post any picture that you want and say something about Ozzy or whatever you think. Don't look at it like this is my channel, please. Because I see some new people though that are, this is not. That's why Gina and me, we met through her just doing the same thing, and we host a show every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So like anyone could come on, and even without me. I even put Gina in the hot seat by herself though. When was it? On Monday, and for her first time. Great job, Gina. And not on purpose either though. I was busy, and I was like, well, let's get it going. And she's like, hey, I'll step up to the plate. And that I'm like, yes, that's what I want. So anyone, like, I would never say no to anyone if someone was like, hey man, can I do a live like an Ozzy? I loved Ozzy. No, I mean, yes. Meaning I wouldn't say no to anyone can. And like, I try to emphasize that a lot. And I'm very thankful for the people who understand that. And utilize that, because that's what this page is for. This is not a money grab page. This will never be monetized. This is just passion and for all of us. That's all this is. For Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, and everything that's, look at this channel as Ozzy's the tree and the branches are what, what everyone knows was connected with, whether it be his music, whether it be his, connection to. I'll tell you though, I am though, because, a documentary that we're working on and what I've done though for years before, like true crime type stuff. I want to do I might do an episode on Sharon Osbourne's father, because he was considered a gangster and stuff like that. I looked into some of his stuff, and he doesn't hide it either. And so Don Arden, and he's like, he's even said, he's like, we're in a triangle and we're walking, and I keep telling these guys, and then he's like, then he really thought he was gonna fucking throw him over the bridge. He made a documentary on it, so it's nothing that's hidden, but he I could see how Sharon, so how she's a tough cookie, where she from the family that she came from, and then to break off from him and hold it down, because I believe she bought Ozzy's catalog in '83, I believe, right before Bark at the Moon, and and in the dog eat dog world, and listen, people are going to be dog eat dog. That's just that business. Nothing is going to go smoothly. And I'm not defending her. I'm not defending anyone or anyone. Everyone does dirty shit at times to get to fucking, it happens. But what I'm trying to say though is it's almost like the Ivor the Boneless syndrome. I love Nordic culture, and Ivor the Boneless is known as the most, and I'm not talking about from the show, because the real Ivor the Boneless name is Emor, but was known as like the most feared Viking, and didn't have legs and stuff like that, but had utilized the mind. So, that's a woman though in the business of that, and she has to prove herself. So she's obviously going to be extra fucking aggressive, coming from that world, because and if you watch, her family, because David Arden was actually, I believe, the manager of the Blizzard of Oz. And then, and David Arden is actually the one that he didn't want though Randy, because he wanted, and that's no knock on David Arden or nothing like that. He was just, they wanted it a UK based band, I guess. But then Ozzy and Bob were like, no, get him over here. And, they got him over, and then the rest is history. But I'm just saying though, for her to break off on that, you got to be tough. And I'm not saying that everything that she did or other people did is so clean or blah blah whatever. But it's dog eat dog. I try to stay neutral on this channel and do my thing. I love fucking Ozzy. I said my piece about Sharon after that my take thing, when I was wrong about her, and I had to eat my humble pie, and I did. And yeah, I still stick though by that, but there's dirty shit though that definitely though went down. And but that's just, I have my theory on I think Jet Records, because at first I don't think it definitely wasn't Ozzy going, get these guys out of the fucking band, get them out of the band. No, I don't think so. I think Ozzy was already old, right? Older. And then you have, and Ba and Lee, they've been around as well. I think though the record company wanted probably younger people in there or some shit like that. That's my theory. I'm not talking about the Diary of a Madman credit. I'm talking about her. But then that theory doesn't make sense, because then they called Bob back though, and Bob though tore it on Bark at the Moon, and all that type of stuff. But yeah, it's a possibility. That's a record companies, that they do that. It's just, that's what they do. And on Diary of a Madman, everyone knows or should know who wrote Diary of a Madman. And if you read Ozzy's book, I Am Ozzy, he even says that I just wish it was back to like, the way though that it was. And right, so these four guys right here wrote Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman. That is a fact. I know some people want to say bullshit, but that is a fact. No bias, no whatever. That's who wrote, produced, co-produced, all of it. So those two albums that you hear, though these four gentlemen are the ones. This is the original Ozzy Osbourne band that was called at the time the Blizzard of Oz. And those two albums that you hear came from these four gentlemen. So I don't know why that would get anyone upset or anything, because if you look at Blizzard of Oz, it has them all down and has producers and writers. But on Diary, it doesn't. It has Rudy Sarzo and Tommy Aldridge. And that's just not the case. These four guys wrote those songs. And I think that's right there is one of the best bands of all time right there that you're looking at. Without a doubt. And for that, what shocked me too? Because I asked him, a lot of times when you do an album, there's a bunch of songs, and then we're going to pick these ones, and then maybe another one will go over to another album, because those albums a lot of people think they were back to back. They were 11 months apart. So, but still, a lot of times there's leftovers, just like, with the first album, Goodbye to Romance, that was Randy's. He had that, and then they shaped up and added other stuff to it and all that. But for Diary, complete separate, like they had nothing for it, like from Blizzard. Blizzard was done. It was boom. Like there was nothing left over. And the Diary, though, was its own. And then, yeah, it's just incredible. Incredible. Yeah, but Ozzy was the best. He paid for Don Arden and sent Sharon to bring him here, and Oz footed the bill. What a son-in-law. Yeah, but Ozzy was the best. He paid for Don Arden and sent Sharon to bring him here, and Oz and John. Did he do that though for Don? Yeah, no, I'll take your word on that. Bob wrote much of those albums with Randy. Yeah. Yeah. And but the comment though here though with that I found funny though was about like Blizzard of Oz, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It says it right on it. And that's not knocking any of the other guys whatsoever, at all. I'm just telling the history of it. And then Sarzo and Aldridge were the live players for the albums. And Bob though played though as well though on Blizzard and Bark at the Moon and No More Tears. He played on that album. He played and co-wrote for Ultimate Sin. But and there's him and Randy back in 1980 for Randy's personal album. The real Blizzard of Oz. Yep, Mike. That's right. You know it. Listen, Bob said it best. You get rid of the singer there's nothing. You get rid of the bass player, there's nothing. You get rid of the guitar, it's the chemistry. It's the chemistry that they just all had. Like, I'm going to play it again. The special moment thing with Ozzy. Like, this is magic in this studio right here. Because I was in the beginning of the show. I'll play it again right here. My favorite part of the whole interview.
We had lots of special moments. I found out that he died. I did cry. I shed tears because everything that I remembered about all the good times and the laughter and the fun and the jokes and the humor that we shared, it all came flooding back, and that's what I remembered most. And plus, we created a lot of stuff together that affected a lot of people's lives. Special moments. I remember being in the control room with Ozzy when we were listening back to Goodbye to Romance, I think it was. Yeah. And we both started singing an outro together. Not something we'd worked out. We just began singing it, and we sang the same tune, the same melody, and it's being played on keyboard as the outro. You can't. It's hard to describe, but it just happened.
So that keyboard, did that keyboard thing at the end of that? That's like,
yeah. That part on the outro of Goodbye to Romance, that Ozzy and I started singing that simultaneously, right at the same time.
oh wow,
without having worked it out or heard it, so we just did it together.
yeah, it's that chemistry right there, the magic in the studio, the chemistry right there, and also too though, from the original Blizzard of Oz, Bob's the last surviving member. R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne, R.I.P. Randy Rhoads, R.I.P. Lee Kersley, because Lee just left us in 2020, and so Bob's the last man standing of the Blizzard of Oz. So it was an honor to interview him, and you'll be seeing Bob again, I'm sure, on here. When he got dementia, the real bit too. Who got dementia? Especially on Blizzard and Diary are my favorite. That's my order. You know what? That's so crazy though. That's my order. Blizzard and Diary, and then I always say my second is Osmosis because I don't know. I can't help it. Subjective, I know, but I always think that album is very underrated. I fucking love Osmosis. Oh, okay, Mike. Okay, I thought. I'm thinking back in 1970 because Don Ardenau was in that band. So you know what I'm saying? I was thinking like way back then. You were talking about what just happened though recently and stuff. Okay, gotcha. Like when he got, not at the time that I was talking about. Just the timelines are off, my man. Thanks for clearing that up, buddy. Appreciate that. I love performing No More Tears. Yeah. Dude, how do you feel that? What about Believer, man? You sing it so good. To baby. I didn't know what it was. Oh man, that's my jam. Thanks for clearing that up, Mike. I've been hooked on Osmosis for 2 weeks now. Fucking incredible. And here's the amazing thing too about Ozzy is that like that's when grunge was like real hot and this and that, and for it to be relative and all of that though through all those years, he always stayed like Ozzy, meaning like with the sound from the first 2 albums. And now where every album is good as the first 2 albums, I mean everyone's gonna say there's no bad Ozzy album. I agree. I can hear Ozzy sing Ring Around the Rosie and I'll buy it. It's amazing. Just his voice alone I love. But I'm just saying, though, like, you know, those 2 albums, I mean, were monsters. And in a good way, say, you know, giants. And then everything, you know, I believe just came from, you know, that they're the structure of the Ozzy house. And then boom, everything else that's inside of it. And I love Jakey Lee. Don't get me wrong. I love his stuff. I love Killer of Giants is one of my favorite songs. A lot of stuff on Bark at the Moon. You're No Different. I love obviously Bark at the Moon. There's a lot of stuff though that I love on that, but Osmosis, I just think, and Bob said with Ozzy, because if you watch the interview, I was talking like, because Ozzy used to like be uncomfortable and not think he's a musician. I used to be like, Bob, was he a musician? And Bob was like, in a sense, yeah, like, you know, like meaning like he didn't have no formal training, but he had it in it. He just had it in him. His melodies were just are fantastic, and I think his melodies on Osmosis, on the song Tomorrow, Denial, You Ghost Behind My Eyes, all it like all right now, like his fucking It just, you don't have to keep the lights on. I'm so used to being blind. No more goodbye or yesterday. Yes, we'll see you tomorrow. Like those. And Bob even said straight up, he goes, his melodies were just as it goes, writing the whole song. Like, we're writing the song. He didn't shy away from that at all. And then I had someone on who I just interviewed who's like, well, no, he kind of goes on with it. If that's just he's being biased. Like, give me a fucking break. If you can't admit that Ozzy Osbourne's melodies are incredible, then you're just being a fucking hater. And that's that. All right. So yes, I love Osmosis, and I have to fucking finish that. I've been working on that episode for a while. It's like a little mini doc, Gina, I'm doing. And he actually Zach did play on that. Geezer played bass on that. And I want to say it was Mike Borden on drums from Faith No More, because I know Mike Borden, he for the live band wasn't Zach though. That's when Zach was like trying out for Guns N' Roses and stuff. The live act was Joe Holmes, who was a student of Randy's, Robert Trujillo, and Mike Borden and Ozzy when they did it live. But the studio was Geezer, Zach, Borden, Ozzy. I could be wrong about the drummer, but I don't think I am. But yeah. All right, now on Fairies Wear Boots is so cool. I know. Absolutely, Mike. I agree, Patrick. Yeah, Sarah, you know what, too? Like, he was limited in Sabbath, too. Like, that's why he always says, like, if you watch Don't Blame Me, he's like, I'm able to have fun now and stuff. Of course, they're great now. And Ozzy's, let's be honest, though, from the Blizzard of Oz and all that stuff on, though, like, that actually helped out, though, Sabbath, though, in a way. Like, when they reunited and all that, meaning, like, number one, that's just a fact. It's a fact. And they just, but, could you imagine, though, like firing a man, and then all of a sudden he comes out with Blizzard of Oz, like right then, like you're like, what the fuck? Now, Heaven and Hell is fantastic. Don't get me wrong; it's a great album, but to me, the real Black Sabbath is those four gentlemen. Always will be. And I'm not knocking Ronnie James Dio at all. Fucking incredible singer. But it was, it was different and all that, and the other Sabbath, I mean, afterwards and stuff like that. I heard a rumor though that Michael Bolton, and I think it's true, like Michael Bolton or something tried out for Sabbath, or was possibly going to be a member of Sabbath. That just came to my head from a while ago. Wait, was Michael Bolton ever a member of Black Sabbath? I should have asked it.
No.
Yeah.
Michael Bolton was never a member of Black Sabbath. However, he auditioned for the band in the early 1980s, though he denies it. The band chose Ian Gillan instead, who then appeared on their 1983 album.
Oh, Michael Bolton denies it. Okay, I think Sabbath would rather deny it. No, I'm just kidding. If anyone likes Michael Bolton's embarrassed. Yeah, Ozzy did. Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Like 100%, and that's just a fact. It's a fact, without a doubt. With those Ozfest too, with the with the reunion in '97, all of that. It just had the new generations of kids going back to that, because if Ozzy, if Sharon didn't fucking say, hey, you're not fired, and if Bob didn't meet up with Ozzy and all that type of stuff, there's no way that the Ozzy Sabbath is as giant as it is. And that's not knocking their music. It deserves to be, without a doubt. It definitely deserves to be. But the reality is, just from the reunion and Ozzy's solo career, it absolutely kept that just on full fucking steam. And can't deny that. And it's just incredible, though, from the guy, though, who got fired from the band. And I love what Bob said, though, like, he was wallowing. He goes, he just kept wallowing and it wasn't helping creativity. But then Bob be like, but he had all right, though, to be wallowing. And then when he said, he was just in misery. And he's like, I understood his misery, but I wanted to get him, like, because let's call a spade a spade. Bob Daisley's a fucking professional musician and fucking's been with the best of the best, hands down, and fucking wanted to play with Ozzy and fucking knew that Ozzy's, the opportunity was fucking huge. And, a guy like Bob Daisley's not just going to be like, especially at that age and try to, he's not going to just go with anyone. I mean, this guy, he's played with Richie Blackmore. He's played with fucking Sabbath, fucking Gary Moore, Rainbow, Uriah Heep. It's just endless. So that's what I joined the group, I believe, shortly after Ozzy passed away. Victroll. I was inconsolable when Ozzy passed away. I know, you know what? It was just a punch in the fire. It was such a punch. You know what? Because for me, Tony Iommi wanted to bring Ozzy back to Sabbath when they did Live Aid. Don Arden issued the legal papers to stop them from trying to reunite with Ozzy. Yeah, there's a lot of also too, though, he in the beginning, like when they broke off too and stuff like that, they had to go through he was trying to send people and stuff. Like he wasn't like he was a gangster, I'll say. Like, he had the gangster mentality. But not like the fucking Five Families or the like that. But in England, though, it's in the UK, it's like different. Even like when you read about the Craze and stuff like that, they're only charged like for like one murder and stuff like that. When the guys here, like, charged like the 37 murders and stuff. Why? Because UK, the cops don't even carry guns in the UK. The guns are much very more limited and stuff like that. So, but I'm saying though that he had that reputation of if you fuck with me, your knees are going to get broken. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Jersey, glad you're here, my man. So I'm sure you'd heard me say this many times. When that happened, I thought like an immediate family member. It felt like they'll pass because all my friends and cousin I haven't talked to in 2 weeks. Like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. My condolences, because people know how I am about Ozzy. Like, in my life. And it was just like, I couldn't watch him. Usually every day I'd watch like something with Ozzy, and I've been making clips on him. You could go look at my Instagram and go look on the other Loomis show and go back, the past year, 2 years, like you'll see those tributes I made prior, and always just loved them to death. Got to meet him in fucking 2003 and 2005, excuse me, in March. And it literally felt like, I didn't want to say family. I'm not going to lie, Mike, because I just lost my father, and that's, that's a little different. But yeah, it feels like, you lost like one of your very close like friends, like without a doubt, like, because I first, like, person that you could, famous wise that that I ever shed a tear for in my life. Absolutely. And then I remember though, like the first 2 weeks, like everything online was Ozzy and Ozzy. And I was loving that. I was loving that. And then what killed me too is the Back to the Beginning show. So when my dog Ozzy dies in January, the Back to the Beginning show, right? They played at July 5th. But there was the Back to the Beginning show. When Ozzy was done, I was like, oh my God, this is fucking incredible. I can't fucking I don't care if he sounded like shit or whatever, like, give him his flowers, whatever, but it was fucking awesome. And but but it was bittersweet. It was like, a lot of my friends said this too. It was like watching our life though flash before our eyes from growing up, seeing all these bands and stuff, and now like how they're getting older and stuff. Like, it really felt like, life flashing before our eyes. Um, like, wow, man, I'm fucking 44 already. I've read my whole 20s. I go see these guys every year, and but Pantera without Dime and without Vinny, it's you know, all of it. It just makes you realize, man, that we're not mortal, and the clock times so fast because it never stops, keeps ticking, and don't stop for nothing. Life won't wait for nothing. And then um so I was like, no, I was like, you know what? I got some solace. Ozzy passed. I not excuse me, Ozzy fucking retired the same year as my dog actually passed away. That's kind of like, fitting for my little bubble world. And then 17 days later, boom. It's like fuck, and yeah, that sucked bad. And then 3.5 months later, boom, both of them are gone. It's like, fuck. What's next? What's next? But we gotta just keep going and honor their memory and know what would our loved ones want us to do? What would Ozzy want us to do? Would he want us to mope around? What would anyone like for that matter? And I know it's tough, but going through it now, obviously, but uh you gotta just find the gratitude in it. Yeah, that's the only thing that's been saving me. What if I, didn't? Well, I was lucky enough to have the father that I had. That's and that's a valid, true statement that I was his son. Like, this is incredible to me. So, there's that, but you definitely don't lose a part of yourself, but you also don't gain it too, because they're always it's weird, and your stomach's empty. Mine still is. It hasn't even been a month yet. My mom cried when Ace Frehley passed away. I guess it's because she knew I loved Kiss since I was a preteen. The mother's love. Yeah, I know. And I can't even, everyone was passing around that time too. Like, I'm talking about Ozzy passed, Hulk Hogan died, and what's his name? Jazz musician. The trumpet player. I can't think of his name. Fuck. It's like, I know. I hate when I do that because my brain just forgets at times. But and then we lost. It's just, I don't know. Everything's just been blurry to me since what happened to my pop. I just know that a lot of people died though fucking this year. A lot of people die every year, you know what I mean? But of that world, listen, Ozzy is part of who I am. He's just so much part of my life. Same. Absolutely. It's all my life. All of it. My mom wasn't a fan of theirs, but I was for decades. I still don't listen to Kiss since Ace passed away. It's how I processed the grief. That's how I was when Oz first passed. Like, I just had same with my father. Like, I can't. My mom freaking had this plate made with his face on it and stuff in the kitchen, and and the second I walked in the house, it's like it's just everyone deals with it differently, and but what's great though here at least is like every single day someone comes here, like, not just relatives, because if you know my father, was very well respected here. So like people from all over every day will come here. And that's comforting to to see that, how loved he was. And I mean, his wake was just, we were blown away. We were like, holy fuck. By so that absolutely helps. But when the house is empty, those are the tough moments because you're riding on the energy though from other people. Because I remember when I first walked into that room, I just timber. I went right down. I was done, right? Because the family goes in for like a half hour before anyone shows. But then it's just a certain energy though when the people are there. Because I was like, how the fuck am I going to get through this? Like, are you fucking kidding me? But it's just amazing what positive, like, not that it's positive, but I mean, but the other people, like, it's amazing, like, like, what energy just, I don't know. It could help you, like, through, like, those tough, like, moments, but and then I'll try to go to like, yesterday, I, David Gilmour came out with a new album, not too long ago. This is his last album, but he was like, "This is my favorite song." So I'm like, "Oh, I'll listen to some Gilmour." I fucking put on the headphones and I laid back, and then immediately I was like, "Nope, can't, can't do it." That wasn't a knock to him. It sounded incredible, but I was like, "Can't do it," and I have to always be distracted. It's like I can't go to sleep now. Like if it's time for bed, I can't just put my head down because ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. It's like better than Forrest Gump, that it doesn't stop. So when he's just hitting the table, so I have to always be watching something. I always wake up now like with headphones on or whatever. It's just I have to always be distracted. So yeah, but it's still so fresh. So yeah, Victrola. I was in the Kiss. I saw it 2 nights in a row. 77. I was 8 years old. Great concert. Yeah, I bet though they did put on a great fucking live act. He's a part of us. When Ozzy passed, he made the world a little darker, unfortunately. Darker though, and lighter, I'd say, at the same time, though, in a way. Like meaning it was unbelievable though to see the love. Like I wasn't shocked, but a lot of his family was, and they were like, dude, it was like, but they said the UK is as big as like Princess Diana, like just the love, like that he had. And this channel proves it from just the shorts. It's not even been up, like it's been a 4 month. I started this 2 days before he passed. I put up a video of him talking about doing coke, or Zach Wilde's talking, and then the next day he passes because I wanted to do it after the concert. Back to the beginning, he was retired. So, but then we all know what happened. But yeah, it definitely darker, 100%. But there was a beauty though in there will be a beauty in time, I should say, of his, like, it's selfish in a way, but if people like open, like, in the future or whatever, open up the history books and they see how he went out and 17 days, it took him that long to get back up on stage and he made it, and then how, like, it's very fitting, obviously, right? I just feel bad for John Osborne, like the pain that he was in for the last 5, you know what I mean? But he did it. He got it done, and he made it on stage. And just to get him out there was very, very hard. And like Tony Iommi said, fair play to him. He did it. My wife and I watched the final Ozzy documentary and told me I should have sang at his R&R Hall of Fame show, but I'm a nobody. I love my wife. She my number one fan. That's cool, man. You ever like get like a vindictive broad? Excuse me, ladies. When I say broad, I was think of the cast of fucking Goodfellas. Those are my uncles, all right? Not that they're not criminals or nothing, but like that's like the way how they talk. That's how, like, my family talk. So when I say broad, it's not putting you down at all. But my point though being is that you ever get like a vindictive one? Like I remember this one though started liking me through my podcasting, and I usually never let this ever happen, but she was on Facebook, and then my father was this wasn't that long ago, and then we and then we got together and stuff like that, and then they're like, why'd you say that on the show? Or they start judging you, or you didn't sound like this or whatever. And yeah, good for you, Pat. You found yourself a good one. You know what I mean? A good one. And this piece of shit, I'll say it, one time because I couldn't make it out there because it was long distance, said, don't use your father's cancer card on again. When I heard that, I remember I was walking Ozzy and I was just looking down. I'm like, yeah, there's no coming back from that one. So, sayonara. Good for you, Pat. Absolutely, my man. Absolutely. And that's how I look at it, though, Pat, too. Like, thank God, you know what I mean? Like, that I take solace in I'm lucky enough to have the memories and that I came from him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And why do women don't get like that? I hate that. Like, why? Like, stay okay, especially if they find you from like what you do here, right? And I'll never make that mistake again in my life. But I'm saying though, if they find you through here, right? And then they start trying to like say, oh, nah, that's red flag. Fucking see ya. Sayonara. And are you fucking kidding me? You know, I don't try changing you. You don't change me. We're supposed to be 50-50. I represent you, you represent me. That's, you know what I mean? I got your back on anything. It's, you know what I mean? Don't now, if you don't know anything about me and you come in and maybe we're filming for our docket or doing whatever, and you want to say, "Oh, I didn't know you did this. Hey, why don't you try that?" That's okay. But if you come in knowing, and then you start being like, "Well, why when you said that one part," like, you know, guys, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. So that's a red flag, but whatever. I saw Kiss twice at the reunion tour and their farewell tour. Nice. Control, man. You fucking see a lot. Well, my mom also trashed my first Kiss collection in 1990 and regretted it. Oof. Ouch. Yeah. Well, yeah. But still, though, for her to cry though after he passed, though, because she knows how much you loved him, though. Just the chain of the love right there. Michael Ozzy was in my life for 5 decades. Lucky you, 80, 90, 1,004 for me. 1971. It's a great year to be born. 10, you got, I got exactly 10 years on you, Mike. I mean, you got exactly 10 years on me. 1981. Oh, 74. What happened in 71? I must have missed something. No, thank you very much, Chuck Marion. Thank you very much, Pat. Yes. R.I.P. Chuck. Oh, you're talking about the reunion tour? I don't know a lot about Kiss. I'm not going to pretend that I do. I really don't. So I don't know a lot about them. But I don't mind any of you talking about them or whatever. But I just saying I don't know much about them. Ozzy's been a part of my life since the beginning of 19. I officially became a fan at 84. I don't know, ever since I met you, Victrola, and I guess, you know, when I asked Bob those questions and Linda Scarpa, she got me the Bark at the Moon, the doll thingy, the collectible, which was fucking awesome of her and surprised the hell out of me. But every single time that I think of Bark at the Moon, I thank you, Lynn. Love you. And her father's being played by Mark Wahlberg by any means. So when you see that movie, you'll see the life she went through. But anyway, with that said, every time I hear a fucking Bark at the Moon, Victrola, I always think of you. That there's 2 things I think about you all the time with. I think of you every time I hear about Bark at the Moon, or like it could be anything. Like you come to mind, and when I watch Don't Blame Me, Ozzy, with the Carla going, Ozzy, Ozzy, with the love sign, Ozzy. Because as you know, this is a sign of the devil. Ozzy. I don't know why. It's just like every single time and that's what I love. And then like with certain other people, like, you know, every time I hear like Goodbye to Romance or something like that, like it remind me of people like on here, like I'm from meeting all of yous and like you know, Gina, like with Randy Rhodes and stuff like that. I always think of you like when I hear certain things, and you know, it's just it's awesome. Like it's just great from things that you guys like brought up and stuff. And not to mention though the questions though that you had too, Victrola, though were very they were good questions too. And that was cool to hear that him and Don Arden though were dressed up though to try to keep Ozzy down, chained down as the werewolf and all that type of stuff. 76 jersey. 76. So you got, yep, 5 years on me. Yep, Loomis. Look at Gina goes, hello, I think of Victrola. Every time someone says 8-track, that too. Because it just happened to me before because someone set it up there. I'm like, Victrola makes 8 tracks to Mike. And yeah, always. But Bark at the Moon and that Cardinal Note part, I just always Victrola comes to mind. Even when I watched back on the interview, and plus though during that show too. And Gina, you're in there. Oh, and I'm sorry about I guess YouTube fucked up. There's parts of it. You're not supposed to see me, only at the end, like when I say bye. And for the people who are like, email, oh, about me in a suit. I did that interview fucking right after my father's funeral. So that's why I was in a fucking suit. And I'll wear a fucking suit whenever the fuck I want to. But anyway, yeah, like that Blinken type shit and all that. I don't know why it came up like that and all that with the editing. So my apologies, but it's only had a few parts of it though. But for the most part, and it's starting to get a lot of views and a lot of people are enjoying it. And thank you very much. Because I mean, I dropped it on, was it Thanksgiving? I mean, I did drop it on a good day and stuff like that. And it's, oh yeah, it's already getting 1.5 of the line still going straight like up. So with 220 watch time hours. So, yeah, that's getting a lot of traction right now. So thank you for everyone though who watched it, who commented, who liked it, who shared it. Because if you just like and comment something that doesn't help, it's because they know that's how they know if you're spam and stuff. If you just like, and I used to think that was because if my buddies like used to have a channel, I'd be like, fucking, I like everything. I'll comment on everything, but I might not have time to know why. They know because of there's watch time hours and stuff. And I mean, a few people could do it, but I'm saying though, if it's like overly like, they know. And that's why people think subscribers. Oh, I forgot to say thank you to everyone. Well, Ozzy should be thanking them if he was here though, because it's not me. It's him and those shorts that I put up and all that type of stuff. 5,000 subscribers. Actually, we're at 50. We got 5,000 subscribers. Was it yesterday, Gina? 5,000 subscribers. It was yesterday. And now we're at 5,129. 129 overnight, too. So that's just look at the left for Ozzy. I love it. That's a lot. And that just shows you how many people fucking love him. I love it. But thank you all for the support and the ones who really understand that this channel is yours as well. And you could come in at any time. And please, there's nothing better, even though I don't know why I don't get notifications on it. Like I'll see someone from the community that like I didn't see in like 3 days. I'm like, holy fuck, how did I miss this? I might have missed one from you, Victrola, recently or something. I'm like, how the fuck did I miss this? But because I usually check it. But sometimes I fucking go to the post and I'll scroll down. I forget to hit the visit community button. But anyone out there, I think that's how you do it, right? You hit the community button. You could put up to 5 pictures, and you could post and write whatever you want. Any like something that maybe Ozzy meant to you, or this album, like what you think of this album, or anything. You know what I mean? As long as it's not slandering or being negative. Everyone could. All you got to do is be subscribed, but not a community where you pay $5. This channel will never be monetized, ever. And like already, obviously, I'll tell you this right now. Besides just 5,129 subscribers, from Ozzy's, hold on 1 second. I'll tell you right now. Let me see. Boom. Where's the views? Right here. Okay, so this channel started on July 21st to November 28th. has 3,324,061 views. That's insane. And that is not me at all. That's you know what I'm saying? Watch time hour, about 22,211. That's, yeah. So you need over 3,000 watch time hours or 4,000 to be able to monetize. We have 22,211. Almost close over 1 million, what do you call it, hours in shorts. It just shows the love for Ozzy. And yeah, that's what this page is. And it's never going to be monetized or nothing. So you don't have to worry about premium. So if you want to watch the Bob Daisley interview, there's no interruptions. You don't hear me come on and go, hey, buy this from fucking Velveeta Cheese and Shells. None of that bullshit about shaving your balls or nothing. You get to watch the full interview, no interruptions. You're golden. And it'll always be that way because I can't be bought. And that's just the truth. So yeah. And then if they try knocking me down, then I just keep getting the fuck up and I'll never stop. So yeah, that's it. That's that. Oklahoma out. But I missed something, Mike. How old are you? Diana Armazazun. See how terrible with names. I'm 44. How old are you? Welcome, Diana. Armazin Nunez. Excuse me. Mike, have a great night, my man, and thank you for jumping in. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Love your show, brother. Be strong. You got a fan. Thanks, Mike. Right back at you, man. Hit me up anytime. Email me up at Ozzy Osbourne Tribute page at gmail.com. And yeah, absolutely. We seem very similar in obviously what we've been through the past 2 years and stuff like that. But feel free to hit me up there anytime, man. Have a great night and thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Oh, you want to know? I'll tell you a funny story about cheese and shells. You kidding me? I'll tell you a funny story. So a long time ago, I was probably 27, right? You know, I won like 2 street fights like in a row. So I was like, all right. And then there was this place called Peppers, and it literally had like tires for fucking turnbuckles. And like it was like a pit fighter type bar, but you were able to drink, you had to sign a waiver and all that type of stuff. And my one buddy wanted to fight in it. And I remember though, outside of the house I was at, there was fucking like 12 of us all fucking parked. And 18. Gotcha. Well, I don't look too old though, do I? Not bad for 44, but I'm an old one. But so all these cars are lined up outside, right? And fucking so we all go up. And my buddy, once we got there, was like, he didn't want to fight. So I was like, all right, well, we didn't come here for no reason. I'm like, I'll fight. And man, Peach, if you knew Peach, biker fucking guy. We came out like, I forget what it was. There was a live band there too, like the AC/DC. And this is like, I mean, we're in the boonies, man. This is like, you ever see the movie Out of the Furnace? Like we're fighting Woody Harrelson's crew, you know. And I ended up though winning the money there and stuff. So I was like, fuck yeah, you know what I mean? I won the competition and fucking. So then after that, I ended up though, you know, boxing and like I was, you know, doing great, you know, fucking felt good and this and that. And never try to get in shape though. Always drank, ate my Xanax, do whatever. And then one fight, I went in against the kickboxer. And literally the second that he threw the first kick, I said to myself, I am fucking dead. Because I mean, look at the difference in distance. You know what I mean? So, and he wouldn't throw a punch. So he was just keeping me ahead with kicks and trying to axe kick me. And fucking, I'm just dodging him. I'm going to the right, getting away from his foot. This motherfucker, though, Rick, I love you. Oh, he's a great friend. Like we trained afterwards and stuff and talk. He's a great guy. This is competition. He fucking in one movement kicks my lower legs, and then he spins around with the left, and boom, there's still have the scar right there. My whole mouth from here to here is metal. I can't even open it fully to like that. My jaw went to the next town over. Um, it was like a flash, like knockdown. Like it was like a boom. Like I remember getting hit, and you could hear it too. Boom, like the whole place echoed. And I go down like a sack of potatoes, and I immediately fucking get up and I go like this. My jaw's broke. My jaw's broke. And sure enough, oh yeah, it was broke all right. Both parts snapped terribly. And then they wired me up, right? I'm gonna get to the point about Velveeta cheese. And they wired me up, and I had to eat crab bisque and that was during the holidays and all that type of stuff. I remember, and I had to eat crab bisque from Wegmans. It was good though, and lobster bisque and stuff like that, and just ice cream. And like they gave me liquid oxy or whatever the fuck what do they call those fucking things? I forget, but they said take a teaspoon of that. I was doing fucking shots of that, and but I couldn't open my mouth to you can't even get a pill in your mouth or nothing, So anyway, my mom's like, when you get that off, if you want to go to Ruth Chris or any fucking thing in the world that you want to eat is absolutely yours. And I picked Velveeta cheese and shells with bacon. I swear to God. Honest to God, that's what I picked. And I ate at fucking great fucking places before or whatever, but that's what I fucking chose after not being able to eat it was longer than 6 weeks because when they wired me up, it wasn't good enough. Then he had to cut me here and put metal here and metal there. And it sucks because in the wintertime when I'm outside, I what ice cream, like when you get an ice cream brain freeze, I just get those normally when it gets cold. But that was my first meal, Jersey, was the cheese and shells with some bacon though. You got to cook some bacon though and put them in there. But yeah, true story. Many moons ago. Many moons ago. What do we got there? Turkeys. Happy Thanksgiving. We got the Easter Bunny. Is that the Easter Bunny? I can't tell. I love that this audience has a huge age span, 1957 on. Yeah, I know. Me too. Me too. Damn, I'm having steak, lobster, something. Have the damn shells with it. No, you know what though? I did eventually. Like we went out to eat later on at night, but I don't know why. I just dying for that's what I used to drink too a lot. And every day, like I wake up, can of booze to keep the pills flowing in the system. It was terrible, miserable existence. But that was a wild time in my life. Very wild time. But yeah, I haven't had Velveeta cheese and shells in years either. I eat a little healthier now. Anyway, I tried to. I haven't had fast food in I had Taco Bell once in the last 5 years, I think. Maybe twice. So, yeah. Anyway, back to where are we at? We're getting lost here. We're talking about Velveeta cheese. Hey, I like Velveeta cheese and shells. I know. I was just saying though with this channel that you never have to fucking worry about the bullshit, the monetization, the premium, me coming on telling you to buy fucking Wegmans fucking spring water because it is. And I'm not just lying because they want me to sponsor them. But it's the best. Fuck out of here. So yeah, you don't gotta deal with that here. What else we got? Oh, you're the one that's going faking. Are you? Do you mean though? FUCK? What does that mean? Let us know, Diana. Baked mac and cheese. Do you ever have mac and cheese with the lobster in it? Oh, or no, I'm sorry, crab mac and cheese is so good. Is that what you're saying though, Diana? Fucking. I don't. Because I saw you write that on a couple of Ozzy shorts. You wrote that when he's making the fries. I see all. The shells. I'll tell you what though, man, coming home in the middle of the night hammered, banging pots and pans. I remember the one time too, I had the water going, threw the shells in, sat on the couch, bam, woke up, smoke alarms going, bam. I fucking take the pot outside immediately, fucking panicked all out of my mind, put it on the wooden deck that immediately stained that. And yeah, just dumb. But it was always Velveeta, I'll rum, anything. There was times I was so drunk that I got woken up freaking like this with my hand in the refrigerator, door wide open. You know what I mean? And not cool. Not cool. So that's why I don't drink anymore. You gotta let me know what that though. It's definitely from cursing. I won't curse anymore. Dude, that Friday, it gets me so hungry. That's how my late. Yeah, you mentioned though that though he would put him though in a certain oil though, and that he used certain type of sauce or something like that. I remember, and I was like, man. And so today I was like, honest to God, ever since that video, I'm like, man, I want some good fucking fries. And I was thinking, but this was like at 9:30 at night, and I ended up though just getting it's the weekend. I just got a pizza over at Angelo's, which is fantastic pizza place. It was on Barstool, and they fucking gave it like a fucking high, even though that cocksucker fucking doesn't, excuse my language, doesn't, why is he the authoritarian on pizza? And I know about him and know of him, and I know people who work for him. And point being is, if someone says, if he says that a pizza is 7 whatever, like that, no, you don't need to believe that. Everyone likes their own thing. Mazzala cooking oil, yeah, is what he'd use. Ozzy used to say cooking oil, Mazzala. I remember when you said that too. And it was Thanksgiving. I remember I was sitting down and I read what you wrote. And even I just got done smashing the leg and some stuffing. That stuffing was so good. That was in the bird, and cooked in the bird, and the sweet corn pudding and the fucking I couldn't have any of the, they used to get the big rum cakes, but I had the cakes though with them though and all that. But yeah, I still, with all of that though, when you said that story, I was like, I want some fucking fries. So then today I wanted them real bad, but it was 9:30 at night. I'm like, I can't get any, and I don't get fast food. I want ones like that, crunchy, and like I'll get them tomorrow over at CJ's. Because that place is great though. My buddy Jeff works there. I could just fucking literally walk like right in the kitchen. Fucking, that's what I love. That's what I love about here. It's like it still has that like family town feel to a degree, not like when we were growing up, but to a degree where me and my buddies that grew up here could just, fucking walk in and fucking we're friendly with them. I helped Jeff actually build that back bar and everything like that. He moved to Florida. He fucking builds a fucking house, takes him fucking years to build a home, and a hurricane fucking smashes it right after, and then he rebuilds it. Just incredible. Oh, well, Diana. That word Ozzy says, oh, yeah, I got you. I try to buy more fresh, not frozen. This show's going into fucking produce. Diana's 18. I have socks older than her. Oh, it's all right. Hey, we can't help it when we come out. You know the old line I used to hate from people was, Pat? I haven't heard it in a long time, but when they're like, ooh, how could you like Sabbath? Or how could you like Floyd? Or how could you like, you aren't even alive then? Because I have ears, fucking jag off. That's how, like, like that whole, like, oh, I was alive, fucking, I was alive longer than you. So, well, that's great. Like, what do you want me to do about it? It's not a competition, but I have ears and I can still hear the music. And plus, not to mention, I've seen them live a bunch of times. And I used to laugh though when older heads though would say that. How could you like them? You weren't even alive. Okay, so I'm okay. God, Roger, fuck out of here. Yep, I haven't made fries like that in more than 19 years, though. My fiance taught me, but I don't fry oil. I bake the fries in the oven nowadays. Yeah, you got to get one of those, with the potato, and fucking boom, drops right in the bucket and throw them in. First mac and cheese, now Ozzy's fries. Well, hey, yeah, we still are talking about Ozzy. So, I mean, we could go on, know what the. Yeah, I got that my whole life when I said I was a Kiss fan when I was a teenager. Yeah, like, get the fuck out of here. Fucking jag off. That's more healthy for you, too. Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to go fries, though, you got to fucking fry them. For real fries. It's chips as over in England. They're like chips. And I'm like, I know your chips are better than ours. Our chips are potato chip, whatever. But fries, they're called fries in America. And like fish and chips, But yeah, I've been dying for fries like that. I'm gonna get them tomorrow. I bet you the place I got the pizza had fries too. Like, why the fuck wouldn't I just say okay? And like the big ones that you want, not the not the smushy McDonald. Like you want the big. You try my fries. You try my fries. Everyone, just try a fucking fry, or he's not gonna shut up. No, what does he say? He goes, try my fries. They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. International rock star chef. When I was making that, and I was gonna like keep it up because people would be like, "You idiot, it's fucking chef." But no, so I gotta do the subtitles, but it does an auto thing, but I gotta correct them all the time. And it said international rock star shit. That instant, but if I had to change it to chef, I just remembered it when I was making the video because that's what he says. But yeah, no, that was great. I love that video. Is it written with CK? I'm not. Is it written with CK? Explain, please, so I can answer that question. I'm happy when someone under 30 like, oh, it's the best. And I love when I see kids these days still ripping away. Cause I remember when Guitar World came out. I was like so scared even then. I'm like, oh man, people are, they're gonna play this video game forever because they started having like masters and competitions at it. And I'm like, come on. I mean, it was a fun game, but at least they'll still play the real instruments. And since social media, TikTok, all this shit, I mean, there is so many fucking players out there and young and all that. And it's just so great to see, especially with AI coming and all that. I'm sorry, but if you hit a button for AI and think that you're an artist, I'm sorry. You're not. Sorry, you're not. But I like organic, real fucking art expressed from the individual, or individuals of a band organically. And yeah. And someone like won something at a fine arts fiesta though with an AI thing over something that I'm like, where are we going? Me too, Jersey Devil. Is it written with CK? So much modern auto-tune digital bullshit nowadays. You said it. Yes, sir. People sometimes believe me. Sometimes I wasn't taken seriously as a younger fan. What do you mean believed you for what? Oh, like they fuck people. That goes for everyone. It's like who are they to be the authority? Like who am I to be an authority to anyone else and tell them what they like or don't like? The fuck out of here. Like, I don't like that. That's fucking ego, arrogance, whatever. Nobody should be an authoritarian to you and say that. So fuck them. Yeah, Jersey, it's absolutely crap to me. True Jersey Devil, I'd love to try Ozzy's fries. He made them perfectly. Yeah, he did. I love my new Jews because it's all about though when you take them out though too. You got to take them out right at that right time, but don't know how they were made, be it digital pressings or analog pressings. Oh, Judas Priest. Yeah, anyone can play music on a PC nowadays. Yep. That I knew from history on these bands I was referring to. No, no, I got you now. I figured it out. I got you. Doesn't make you a musician. Real art can only come from a person, not a program. AI can never be smart enough to be human. Yeah, I know. But what's sad though is that, and that's why they had the strike with SAG, because we were filming out in South Boston for a documentary, a big one, and then SAG strike happened for AI, and I get it from taking jobs. And what I just don't understand is with AI, like I saw McDonald's, for example, that it's a McDonald's drive-through, no humans working it, and you know how is AI going to help our economy? Like, how is it going to bring more jobs? It's going to get rid of like I don't see why it's just going to benefit like the rich because it's going to take away jobs. I mean, are you kidding me? It already has. I go up to the fucking mall. There's 2 stores only open. That's not AI, but that's Amazon. I'm just saying though, I just don't see how the economy could be helped. Yes, yes, you're 18. I can let you know that. Yes, CK and a U, but don't. But we have to be careful though here now. Well, that's the other thing I don't like though either though, is that people got mad at me though with that one video that it had Ozzy going, "It's time for me, I'm dying," and, sharing, and, "I gotta thank you all," and all I said to people, I'm like, "This isn't Ozzy," and they're like, "Why would you say that? It's still beautiful." Well, it's not him. I know it's beautiful and all, but don't you wanna know like, truth, like, history? So, like, where are we going with history? Because everything you watch now too, when you're flipping around, like, it's like, is that even fucking real? You know, and then think about like the new, and it's not the younger generations that are just born. Like, let's say a baby's born right now. Boom. Well, there was one born right now. If you look up the statistics, there's just a few, a lot, I don't know how many, but one was born right now. Okay. So now that kid only is coming up now. And then the AI world and all that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's fucking hairy. I bought Firepower from 2018 and Invincible Shield from 2024 on LP. Not sure how they were pressed. That's what I'm so CK writing is, and I know you're talking about Priest there. Listen, CK writing is, she was asking, is faking, meaning is fucking written with CK. Because she wrote out a couple other shorts, fake and fake and fake and fake and fake and with Ozzy because he curses a lot. And then she came on here and just started doing fake and fake and fake, fake, fake. And I was like, oh, and then because I was wondering too, I'm like, she's got to be referring to that. But it's good to know. So to see, she was asking if that's how you spell it. That's the issue with min-wage forces company to set up self-checkouts and AI. It's a problem. Absolutely, Pat. Self-checkouts, don't even get me started. I just have a funny story about one of them, but I'm not going to say it. AI can become very adaptive and extremely human-like, but it doesn't possess a consciousness, and any feeling or algorithm-based responses. Well, yeah, and no emotion, no any of that. But my point is, though, is that it could still. I don't see how it could help. It like the economy and all that type of stuff. And think about it, everything's already ridiculously high priced right now. I mean, after COVID, everything just went, whew, and jobs are, going to be limited. And yeah, I just don't see the benefit though in it. I like seeing just real humans, and like, express themselves. That's what I like.
True, Pat. If it is AI, I don't like watching it. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what Diana meant by that.
Either was I, Victrola, but then I was like, oh, she's talking about the Seek. I got it now. I was lost too. But all new. Hey, well, think about it, Diana. You're 18 years old and you didn't even know how to spell. You're good. That's good for you.
All new music is digital. Older albums were originally analog or remastered to digital format. Star that. Many economic experts say AI will eliminate 50% of jobs within 10 years the way it's progressing.
Yep. So why the fuck are we doing it? There's going to just be people put on the streets. Like, that's already a huge problem already alone. But like, yeah, I don't see the upside. It's just if you're not a millionaire or whatever, then good luck. Good luck.
Thanks, man. I knew you looked for me. Why did I miss a question from her? History on the bands I was referring to.
Oh, not sure how they were pressed. There it is. I got it. All new music is digital. Yeah, digital older albums are originally analog or remastered in digital format. I like when I had a talk with a good friend of mine, he was like, well, no, that's because that was the best thing at the time. But I mean, listen, you could polish up and use digital and make it all auto-tuning. But like, listen to Sabbath's first album, like the rawness or any albums from way back in those times, there was just like a rawness that you could hear. Like you could hear like the background sometimes and like they almost sounded like from a little bit of a distance, like that sound. Like I fucking love that. I love that. And same with like photography and stuff like that. Like I have like this is like Russell Buffalino. If you ever seen The Irishman, like look at these pictures. This is his briefcase. But like like how we all have photos of oh wow, look how good my phone takes photos and this and that. I would much rather I think these photos right here blow away new photos. Oops. Like photos though like that from way back in the 50s, like are just freaking incredible. And I don't know, maybe I'm an old soul or whatever. I just love older type antique stuff. Whoa. Italian American Civil 1971 Civil Rights League. Joe Colombo. But I think those photos look way better than the ones on the phone. You know what I mean? But that's just my taste. What do I know?
It's all subjective. I love analog sound. I prefer that than digital. Huge difference between recording actual instruments and using AI digital instrumentation. I did photography in the 70s on 35 millimeter film, both black and white with C401 color.
Nice, Pat. Yeah, I love those. I mean, those ones I just showed were just from 1950. This one here would be from actually no, I think that's 50 though too, as well. That's at the Cole Company. But I just like the older looking photos. There's Russell there, Dave Estico and Sheandra and Santo Volpe. That's from the 50s. Just have a nicer look. Like those the Endorvas. I don't know, something about the black and white. Well, this is almost like he had a copy of this made because this one almost feels like cardboard of the inside though of one of his places. But yeah, older stuff I'm all for. That's like with Victrola too, like when she was showing the 8 tracks and stuff like that. For me, it wasn't just about like, oh, the sound of them, like just collecting them. Like I don't know. I love that stuff.
I love vintage. Your writing is good, Diana. I'm just an old school metalhead lady that isn't all computer knowledgeable.
Listen, I don't think faking had anything to do with that being computer knowledgeable. For example, Victrola, a lot of like LOL. That's like the only one I know. Some people will be like LMMFAO, or I'm like, what the like, I don't know any of that at all. Like, I don't even put LOL. Like, I do ha ha ha, like, because I just, LOL to me doesn't sound like I'm really laughing. Because like if I see something and I'm really laughing, I'm like, yeah, I don't go, hold on, I got to get that LOL in there. No, I just fucking put All right, what are we talking about?
All right, same here, Victrola. Awesome, Patrick. I remember using 35 millimeter film and using those one-time used disposable cameras into the early 2000s.
Yeah. If any of you have any of those films or whatever, share some of the community or whatever, or email or something. I just love that stuff.
Still have my Nikon camera, but I use my phone for convenience.
Mice. I got a great camera and stuff, and it takes great photos. And I mean, you could set it to certain stuff, and in the editing, I can make it look whatever. But there's just like the ones I just showed, like from the 50s and prior, they're just, I don't know, beautiful.
LOL, AYFKM.
I don't know what that means. I know it's laugh out loud, but I don't know what the other one means. I don't know that shit. That's exactly what I meant though. Like, I don't know that slang.
Laugh out loud equals LOL. Yep. I go ha ha ha.
Yeah, me too. I can't do it because I'm really laughing. If I go LOL, to me, it feels like I'm like, I got to write an LOL. Like I don't know if to me it's fake because like, while I'm laughing, I don't see LOL. I see HAHAHA. I'm just going, and I send. So I'm with you.
FAFO.
Okay, I'm not doing, I have no idea what that, well, any of that bullshit means. Words were meant to be said in full.
This guy always works. Is that what it means? What does that mean? Jers, this guy always works.
What does that one mean? I don't like to give a reaction without knowing, like, you know what I mean, but everything.
This guy always works. I know that one. F around and find out. Fuck around and find out. Laughing. This guy always works.
I always laugh. I'm trying to learn the slang. You're from Jersey, though. You're by me.
This guy always works, and that means laughing. Instead of LOL.
Oh my God, I'm an idiot. I do that too. He's saying to just, I'm sorry. He's saying to just do this. I had a brain fart. I'm sorry, folks. I do this a lot too. If something's real funny, and this is what he meant. I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah. But now he said this guy, that's plural. But I'm saying, no, he meant, yeah, that Jersey. That's what I do all the time. Absolutely. As well. Louis, I got it. It's okay. Yeah, you don't know because I didn't I thought I didn't know because that could have meant like, you're laughing. I don't know if I said something that was funny that like this guy always works. I don't know if that was slang for so you could understand the confusion. I wasn't playing dumb there or being dumb. Just so you got it.
And as you can see, I know what you mean. No, I'm sorry. It was Victrola. Oh, he's laughing at what I said. AYFKM. I'm not gonna. I'm fucking lost. Uh, uh, I remember using. I remember us talking about cameras, but okay. Let me try to break up though. I got to take a quick pee. So let's play another clip for 1 second.
That we had lots of special moments. I found out that he died. I did cry. I shed tears because everything that I remembered about all the good times and the laughter and the fun and the jokes and the humor that we shared, it all came flooding back, and that's what I remembered most. And plus, we created a lot of stuff together that affected a lot of people's lives. Special moments. I remember being in the control room with Ozzy when we were listening back to Goodbye to Romance, I think it was. Yeah. And we both started singing an outro together. Not something we worked out. We just began singing it, and we sang the same tune, the same melody, and it's being played on keyboard as the outro. You can't. It's hard to describe, but it just happened.
So that keyboard, that keyboard thing at the end of that, that's like, yeah.
That part on the outro of Goodbye to Romance, that Ozzy and I started singing that simultaneously, right at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Without having worked it out or heard it, so we just did it together.
All right. We're back at it. I lost my train of thought there, but I understand, and you obviously know Jersey, so it could have been a local thing. Yeah. My good buddy Larry Rowland lives up there. Look up Larry, type him up on Google. He's one of my best fucking friends. He lives out in Lyndhurst. Great man. I'm lost too. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, okay. There it is. I got it. All right. I got it. No, Loomis is for his ass. Yeah, I do that with that as well. Remember when I changed the name? Remember when I changed the names Black Sabbath? Oh, yeah, that's you too. Yes, I do. Was it Tony Butler, Bill Iommi, or Ozzy Iommi, or is it Ozzy Ward? Yes, but I do remember, though, you did that. Yes, I do. You like to play around with words, I see. And then I came right back at you, and I said, yeah, I remember. Yes, I do. I remember. Believe it or not, though, for as non-intelligent as I may seem, I remember all. I remember all. And there's a lot of comments. Ozzy would say, are you winding me up? Oh, yeah, without a doubt. You're winding me up. All right, how are you? 2.5 hours. Gonna wrap up soon. It's movie night. It's fucking movie night. What time is it? 2 a.m. It's movie night. It's fucking 2 a.m. Well, tomorrow's Sunday, so it don't matter. But I like to watch them though before the sunlight comes up. 2:03. It's not bad. Da, 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 da. Oh well. All right. Bollocks. Bullshit. The Brits have strange sayings. Maybe they don't. We just think they do because we're not from there. Like, because when I first found out what bollocks mean, remember, never mind the bollocks, that's sure, but bollocks, I was blurred. Bollocks. Sorry, but bollocks. It's bollocks. Bullshit. And then, like, they call what do they call rats over there? Grass. He's a grass.
instead of a rat, a grass. Like, where did that come from? Like a piece of grass? Like, I could see a rat, like a mouse, like a sneaky little fucker that you try to catch, but a grass? That's what they call like informers out there. He's a grass. Where the fuck did that come from? I don't even know why I'm trying to think of it. I won't be able to. It's movie morning. Exactly. Exactly, Pat. You're a couple of piss flaps. Is that an English saying? I know getting drunk there, like, and he was pissed out of his mind. That's a another one. They say shite, not shit. Shite. Shite. Fucking bullshit. Ozzy Hospitality, if they were trying to take the piss when I know they're fucking playing fucking songs and sound check, and Ozzy's like, "Are you taking the piss on me?" Like, but they wanted him to come out and fucking play and join them, but that's Ozzy, like with his insecurity and stuff. Like, even his family was saying around the table on that episode, like he just never knew, when he asked Henry Rollins, "Hey, is there anyone out there?" Yeah, like 15,000, and they're trying to squeeze the other 1,000 in now. Oiling up the doors to squeeze the rest in. That's just how he was. That was part of his beauty. But like I said, it is Ozzy. Oh yeah, we already read that. They're gonna wrap it up though here, folks. And also, if you haven't seen the interview though with Bob, it is up right now. Check it out in the video section. And thank you again to Mr. Bob Daisley. And check that out. And I want to thank all of you. These ones are just like random. I just love coming on and shooting the shit. Monday now. Hold on. He threatened to give them a Birmingham handshake, which meant punch them. Oh, Ozzy. Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah. I love that. Birmingham handshakes like a punch in them. Birmingham's tough, man. You should see the one. That's how we are here. Like every time our friends will see each other, like, "What's up, man?" I think, yeah, it's on the Loomis show short. My one buddy, Gerard, tough guy, shot himself in the heart and he lived. But he, boom, he caught me. And like we're doing the show, my lips like fucking bleeding. And everyone's like, "Oh my God." But it's the East End handshake. And it didn't even take that from the Birmingham. Like that's just when we were brought up. That's just fucking stupid, rowdy fucks growing up. Back in the day when we used to play outside. Remember those days where kids played outside and, someone would come on your turf and you'd fight them and then you became friends with them after it and all that stuff. Then when you'd buy music albums and stuff, you'd actually open them up and see the artist and read everything about them and stuff. Well, that was more though, like, my dad, passed now because like I said, I wasn't really, buying or shopping anything until around like 19. I was a young kid and stuff like that. I get my Ninja Turtle doll and like a little album or something if we stop somewhere. I used to like the Ninja Turtles. Loomis, I made it all the way till 11. Proud of me. Hey, I made it all the way till 2, whatever. I'm on the East Coast, Gina, but I'm proud of you. Good night, everyone. That's all I did as a kid was play outside. Yeah. And even I had Nintendo and Atari and, but still how to do it. Guys, listen, this was quite an episode and ladies, and I love yous. Please use that community, subscribe to the channel, and those are the good days. Pat bought albums every week. Definitely check out the interview though with Bob. Again, that's up right there from the original Blizzard of Oz. Bob, Randy, Ozzy, Lee. And yeah, I will see me and Gina on Monday. We are, we were doing the Ozzy albums. We're going to mix it up a bit. We're going to do a few Sabbaths, then go back to the Ozzy. So we will, though, be this Monday back to schedule, 7 p.m. Eastern, talking about Black Sabbath. live, 7 p.m. Hope to see you there. And also, Pat's been on some lives, but his actual interview of him growing up and telling his life story and talking about how he ended up, though, forming an Ozzy tribute band, like, and all that, like why Ozzy out of everyone out there and stuff like that. Very fun, very good interview that will be up this week as well. And Pat, I don't think you really need to send me pics because I could probably just screenshot some great pics, and I think there's enough on that Facebook anyway. But if there's like one pic that you know of that you definitely would love on the thumbnail, definitely send it to me, my man.
Good night, everyone. And remember, don't take shit from anyone. Live it your way, not their way, unless their way is the right way. With that, happy Thanksgiving. Faking. And yeah, have a great week. Oh, yeah, because it's Saturday. Sunday will be a day. And we'll see you Monday. So good night, everyone. You rock. And thank you so much for being here. And subscribe to Into the Void, Ozzy Osbourne Tribute. And after this, hit that like button and leave a comment if you don't mind on the real one, because it helps the community and all that good old stuff. So, all right, everyone. This show is sponsored by Velveeta Cheese and Shells. Good night.
Never realised that fucking black magic was real.
Right.
No, we took this some fucking Hollywood
Yeah,
way of making money.
People thought you were like into black magic and
We started to get
evil.
invites to fucking midnight at the cemetery with black magic. What the fuck's this?